carried on now because they aren't at the top. This is a huge game for Liverpool to try and get back towards those Champions League places.
Yeah, Manchester City have dominated under Guardiola, but Liverpool, of course, have lifted a couple of Premier League trophies themselves, one under Klopp, one under Arne Slot. First test here for Ibrahima Konate, who was excellent here against Newcastle in difficult circumstances. Arne Slot, the Liverpool manager, had said to him he could have extra time to mourn the passing of his father, but he came back early. Here's Bernardo Silva moving towards the edge of the penalty area. He's found Haaland, and Haaland's shot is saved by Alisson, and it could have been a goal inside 90 seconds for Erling Haaland. Alisson to the rescue for Liverpool.
This is a brilliant bit of play from Bernardo Silva. Liverpool give it away cheaply. It's Wirtz and Szoboszlai going for the same ball. Little slid ball through to the penalty spot as Liverpool look to counter-attack, but it's breaking down. And Haaland's onto it, just Alisson to beat. He comes out, it's a brilliant save from Alisson. And then Milos Kerkez shows great strength actually to hold off Haaland, who was looking to turn in the rebound. And Liverpool get it clear.
First big chance of the evening falls to Manchester City. Bernardo Silva sliding it through for Haaland. Haaland denied by Alisson. Out it goes to Mo Salah. Salah, who has a phenomenal record against City, 13 Premier League goals against them, and in his last 8 starts at Anfield against City, he's got 7 goals and 4 assists, and he's looking to show that he can still shine in a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, it's a huge game, and it's a wonderful pass from Bernardo Silva. You know, yeah, he's still. That sort of thing is not a problem, you know. That's always in the football brain. That the class is still there. It's his legs that have gone slightly. But if you can get him on the ball in those areas, he can create havoc. I mean, City have set up with Ryan Ait-Nouri at left back and Omar Mamouche at left wing. Nico O'Reilly's playing in the midfield area. So, got similar position as he did against Tottenham last week, with Antoine Semenyo playing up against his old teammate Milos Kerkez.
Guardiola has underlined the fact he still thinks Liverpool are a real danger, and he would know he's won just 32% of his career games against the Reds, the worst percentage against any team that he's faced on at least 6 occasions. He's not enjoyed coming to this stadium down the years. Husanov back to Gigio Donnarumma, who was part of the PSG team that knocked Liverpool out of the Champions League last season, and City really struggling to bring the ball out from the back, played it awkwardly across the face of their own goal. Husanov had to go and prevent the corner, and McAllister right on top of Donnarumma. He has to get rid of it quickly. Then Ekitike blocks the clearance from Husanov. Ekitike's kept it alive, and City have had to clear through Bernardo Silva. The home fans love that.
It's still in. Ball's still in.
City have managed to somehow get through the Liverpool pressure. Then they give it away to McAllister. Van Dijk there ahead of Haaland, but his clearance is poor. Straight to Omar Mamouche. He finds Semenyo. Semenyo with the shot left-footed from the edge of the D, high and wide. And the home fans jeer Semenyo, but they would do well to respect Antoine Semenyo, considering he scored twice at Anfield for Bournemouth on the first weekend of the season.
Fantastic goal scorer normally, isn't it? But Liverpool causing Manchester City real problems by pressing high. Real intensity to go and get after and go and close Donnarumma down, then Mark Guéhi, and try and put that defence under pressure.
Got the same record, these two, in 2026 in the Premier League. It is 1 win, 4 draws, 1 defeat. So they've dropped points in 5 of their 6 games. Here's Kerkez trying to play it through. He was looking for Ekitike. It nearly ran for Gakpo, but City able to clear. They got away with one there, actually. Kerkez had played that more accurately. Liverpool were in. Here's O'Reilly chasing down the left-hand side. He's met by Szoboszlai, and the referee actually gives the free kick against O'Reilly.
Some pace they're trying to play out, aren't they? Everyone's looking to go quickly. The ball's going from one end of the pitch to the other. Do get the feeling that Liverpool are really up for this.
Liverpool have stemmed the flow of goals against in recent months, and they've only lost one of the last 12 Premier League matches. They've only lost one of the last 16 in all competitions, so Onslaught has been able to stabilise things. He was under huge pressure, at least externally, earlier in the campaign. But there's no getting away from the fact that Liverpool go into this game a long way off the title pace. They are fully 17 points behind Arsenal with this game in hand. Of course, they finished well clear of Arsenal in the title race last season. 6 gone at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 as Mark Gay is roundly booed. The context of that is the fact that he looked very close to joining Liverpool in the summer, only for that move to collapse very close to the end of the transfer window. And there was talk that he could join Liverpool in the winter window, but instead he's gone to Manchester City, and if the early noise is anything to go by, he's going to be roundly booed every time he gets the ball. Marmoush has just had a free kick given against him for a foul on Konate.
Yeah, that would have been interesting to see back, that one. It looked like there was a little tussle on the halfway line, and I felt that it was actually Konate fouling Marmoush, but it went the other way. Had it gone City's way, Marmoush would have been clean through on goal.
Liverpool did splash out plenty of cash on a centre-back signing in the January window, but not on a player they can have immediately. Jeremy Jacquet, the 20-year-old who's very highly rated, he's going to stay at Rennes for the rest of the season. He did pick up a shoulder injury earlier this weekend against Lens. He could be out for some time. Here's Ekitike racing onto a throw-in down the right for Liverpool. Donnarumma has to clear and clears awkwardly, right-footed, straight to Gravenberch, but he's lost it to Rodri. Rodri to charge forward here for Manchester City. Out to Marmoush on the left-hand side. Midway inside the Liverpool half for Omar Marmoush. He works it in field to Rodri. And now it's with Gay on halfway. And Manchester City have slowed it down. City, who won the reverse fixture 3-0. But they've been struggling to string wins together. And their last league game saw them blow a 2-0 half-time lead at Tottenham. They drew 2-2 in that game. As Konate gives away a free kick for a foul on Marmoush. Those two having plenty of clashes already.
Yeah, Marmoush just shifted it away from Konate and had too much pace to get away from him. It was a foul by Konate.
Craig Paulson, our referee this evening, just has a little word with Mark Gay. And it's going to be Bernardo Silva, it seems, who will take this. Too far out for a shot. It's a good 35-36 yards from goal.
Yeah, it's going to suit his left foot, maybe for a little dink towards the back post.
Bernardo Silva, the captain of City, is 441st Manchester City game this evening. Man who has over 100 caps for Portugal. What a player he's been down the years for City. Pep Guardiola says he's one of the best he's ever worked with. And he's worked with Messi. Here it comes from Bernardo Silva towards the far post, a free header for Husanov, and he just got underneath it, the Uzbekistan international. And Alisson happy to see that ball go high and wide.
Yeah, poor marking actually. Husanov rises between Gravenberch and Virgil van Dijk. There's a little space there, the gap's too big between the two of them. And fortunately for Liverpool, the ball just was a little bit overhit for him.
He's yet to score a Premier League goal. Abdulkadir Husanov has scored in the FA Cup against Leyton Orient. That was last season. A player who came with a big reputation, having established himself at Lens in Liga. Ball is given away by Manchester City on the far side. Aït-Nouri, who had a bit of a seal dribble for a while down the line and then lost it. And Szoboszlai was on his case very quickly. Szoboszlai again stepping in at right back. Liverpool have Conor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong there, two Premier right backs, unavailable at the moment. Szoboszlai to take it.
He's a pretty good replacement. He's done brilliantly at right back this season.
Just an excellent footballer. Can play in numerous roles, has the work rate, has the defensive responsibility, and he can strike a ball beautifully as well, and that's what he's going to do here. The ball is on the far side, the right, just in field from the touchline. He raises his left arm, and here it comes from Szoboszlai. Flicked on by Salah. Where's that going to drop? Donnarumma came a long way for that through traffic, and he did clear the penalty area. Now Kerkez having to race back, does well, hooks the ball clear. Florian Wirtz chases down the left-hand side. We've not mentioned his name so far. The first 11 minutes have rather bypassed Florian Wirtz.
Well, it's been very, very quick. It's been very transitional, one into the other, and Liverpool haven't really had any controlled possession to get him on the ball as yet.
Both clubs are going to be able to skip the playoff round of the Champions League. They qualified directly for the last 16, so they'll have a lighter February than they would have had. Here's Haaland. Oh, he's played the ball through, and there's no flag at the moment, and it's put wide anyway by Marmoush, who never really seemed to believe that he was onside, and he just hammered that ball wide of the far post.
Hey, I think he was clearly offside. I think Haaland needed to play it much quicker if he was going to get him in, and would have been onside. He delayed it a touch, and he was probably half a yard offside when he went through, but he still should be finishing it. You know, you have to be professional there and hope that you are onside and finish it. He never looked confident.
Can't have known for definite that he would have been off. He's got 3 goals in his last 4 appearances. He scored against Newcastle in midweek as Manchester City went through to the League Cup final. Beat Newcastle 3-1 at the Etihad, won the tie 5-1 on aggregate. It's one of those unusual quirks that the League Cup has managed to retain its 2-legged semi-final. Bit of a wrestling match here between Nico O'Reilly and Gravenberg, and the decision has gone City's way, and both teams are really getting on with this. It's been played at an almighty pace so far, this game. 12 minutes gone here on Premier League Live. It's 0-0 between Liverpool and Manchester City. Remember, City are second in the Premier League, but they're 9 points behind Arsenal with this game in hand. Should they lose today, many people will feel that the title race as a going concern is pretty much over. That might not be the case, of course. Rodri with an error under pressure from Wirtz, and they go back to Donnarumma, and then Rodri nearly loses it, and City got themselves in a bit of a tangle there. They've managed to clear it through Husanov, but City did not look comfortable there, and Donnarumma, when he's in possession, looking very shaky at times. Here's Aït-Nouri, the former Wolves man, down the left, and he lends the ball to Rodri, who gives it straight back to Aït-Nouri. Here's Gay. Liverpool fans again remembering to boo him. It's taking a while every so often. Now the tee up Rodri, right foot shot, big deflection. That's going to send the ball spinning behind. And Rodri didn't really have much conviction in that shot.
No, it opened up for him, didn't it? Little ball inside from Marmoush. He runs onto it on his right foot, 24 yards out. Strikes it low, probably was dragging it wide of the post anyway.
It was a goal kick in the end because it hit Haaland on the way through. Haaland couldn't get out of the way. Matheus Nunes just shrugging off Hugo Ekitike, the French forward for Liverpool. What a remarkable first season he's had. He's already got 15 goals in all competitions for Liverpool. He scored in his first 3 Liverpool games. He's got 3 goals in the last 2 appearances. He has been outstanding since coming in from Eintracht Frankfurt, and he's facing his former strike partner today, Omar Marmoush, playing for City, Ekitike playing for Liverpool. They were outstanding together in the first half of last season for Eintracht Frankfurt. Here's Semenyo, first chance to really run at Kerkez, and he got the better of him. He got a low ball in, but Alisson able to pouch it. He only really had Marmoush to aim for there, Semenyo.
The problem for Manchester City there was that it was Haaland who actually played the ball through to Semenyo, and he couldn't quite catch the attack up.
There's a nice flick from Wirtz there to find Salah, but Salah's ball towards Ekitike was poor. Here's Semenyo through the middle now. He was looking for Haaland. Haaland didn't really seem to be on the same wavelength.
It's almost a 4-1-3-2 at times, Liverpool. Marmoush is playing certainly not as a natural left winger. He's coming in field a lot.
Gay and Salah wrestling. Gay is just about dealt with the danger there against Mo Salah. And here comes Rodri, who had that really serious injury last season. Missed a big chunk of the campaign. It was a very complex knee injury. Here's Matheus Nunes racing forward, looking for Marmoush, who's trying to roll Konate. Konate stood his grounds. And the home fans chanting Ibu, as they tend to do whenever he does anything impressive.
Yeah, it's really good from Matheus Nunes. Steps forward from his right back slot into the middle of the pitch, slides it through for Marmoush. The ball's running into the 18-yard box. He's ahead of Konate. Konate comes across. I don't think they're going to give a penalty here because the ref Craig Pawson didn't give one, but you could see that if he had given one, I don't think it would have been overturned. I think Konate needs to be very careful there. Can't really put that amount of hands on in the penalty area.
Yeah, it was a strange one because he wasn't pulling the shirt, was he? He just kind of had his hands there.
He had his hands across him, and he almost leant his leg across him and brought him down. I think, had by some miracle Craig Pawson given that as a penalty, I don't think it would have been overturned.
Liverpool have not had a goal attempt so far, and we're in the 17th minute at Anfield. They beat Newcastle 4-1 here last weekend. That was their biggest league victory of the season, and they fell behind in that game. Here's Haaland racing forward for Manchester City, plays it into the penalty area. Marmoush got there, but it's jabbed behind by Dominic Szoboszlai, and that will be a Manchester City corner from the far side, the left.
They're looking a real danger, aren't they? You know, Marmoush making those runs in behind, and he's getting slid in by Haaland. I think they'd like that to be one of the midfield players sliding Haaland in, probably, but just the different dynamic that Omar Marmoush gives them is really causing Liverpool problems.
Liverpool have lost a couple of times here in the league this season. 2-1 against Manchester United, 3-0 to Nottingham Forest. They have had some notable home wins, beaten Arsenal, both Madrid Giants, Aston Villa. Here's the corner from Marmoush, dangerous one. Gay attacked it, but Liverpool able to clear before he could get his head to it. The former Crystal Palace captain. Rodri recycles the play, finds Bernardo Silva on the near side, the right as we look at it. Gets it back, the Portuguese, from Nico O'Reilly. Back it goes to halfway, and Rodri. And City will now start again. Here is Rodri. Finding Semenyo. What a good signing he's been from Bournemouth in the opening weeks. He scored in 4 of his first 6 appearances for Pep Guardiola's team. He really enjoyed himself in that dramatic defeat for Bournemouth at the start of this season. Liverpool only winning that game with a very late goal from Federico Chiesa. There's been a lot of football since then. Here's Husanov across to O'Reilly, who just keeps it moving out to Aït-Nouri on that left-hand side, but those two dovetailing quite nicely, O'Reilly and Aït-Nouri at times. It's played long towards Haaland, headed away by Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool were trying to play it early there, and it was blocked by Manchester City. Liverpool could have been in.
They could, because Mo Salah wasn't tracking Ryan Aït-Nouri back, and it would have been a 1v1 in behind. Mark Gahey would have had to come across and deal with a lot of space.
Room here for Aït-Nouri on the left-hand side again. Szoboszlai comes across, and this time the free kick does go Manchester City's way, but it's been a good scrap already between Aït-Nouri and Dominic Szoboszlai.
I don't think there's any contact there. I think he just keeps this in, flicks it through. There's nothing there. He just throws himself into the air, Ryan Aït-Nouri.
He was almost looking at the officials before he landed there, Aït-Nouri. But it is a free kick to City. City, who do have 6 points more than they did at this stage of last season, but of course last season was, by their standards, a really poor campaign. They did manage to rescue it to some extent in the second half of the season. And it is going to be a free kick, as close to the touchline as it could be, really, on that far side without being out. Gay at the far post, Semenyo at the near, but it's easily cleared by Gakpo. It was a poor ball in, really. And now Liverpool trying to break out with Salah on the far side, goes down, referee unmoved, Craig Pawson. And here comes City again down the left. They will just work the ball to O'Reilly. He strokes it to Husanov in the centre circle. It's been a game dominated by City in some respects so far, and here they come again with Semenyo down the right, tracked by McAllister, down with the corner flag on the near side as we look at it. Nunes into Rodrigo, and now Mark Gay down the inside left channel, works it again to Aït-Nouri, keeping the width on that far side. O'Reilly now inside left channel for Manchester City. 0-0 at Anfield between Liverpool and City. A northwestern rivalry that has taken on a real sense of intensity in the last decades. Gay again spreads the play to that far side, as Liverpool fans, as always, mark Diogo Jota by singing his song with 20 minutes gone. Here is Gay on that left-hand side. The cross played in by Aït-Nouri, blocked. It is something Liverpool fans have stuck to, honouring Diogo Jota, who, of course, was tragically killed in an accident in the summer. Here come Manchester City again down the left, cut back towards Haaland. He lays it off to Marmoush, tried to turn, right foot shot, and it whistles wide of the far post from Omar Marmoush. He wants a corner, but again, City looking dangerous.
Yeah, they do. They've been in control the last 10 minutes. Lovely cutback from Ryan Aït-Nouri into Haaland, who sets Marmoush, who swivels and turns and then looks to fire a right-footed shot low towards the bottom corner. Took a deflection off of Ryan Gravenberch on the way through.
It is going to be a corner to Manchester City, and they've taken it already to Nunez, curling cross, Gay with the header, and that's tame. Straight into the gloves of Alisson, and Alisson will get Liverpool moving towards Gakpo, but it didn't reach him. Headed away by City, who've pretty much controlled the opening 22 minutes at Anfield. Liverpool have had one pass in the final third so far.
Yeah, Liverpool
City have had 31.
Just haven't had the ball, have they? A couple of times they've had half a chance when they've looked to press Donnarumma, but they haven't been able to create anything at all in open play.
City have only won 4 Premier League away games this season, and they do not generally win on this grounds. Here is Aït-Nouri taking on Salah. Salah rather pulled out of that challenge and just said to Szoboszlai, you deal with it, and he did come and win the ball anyway.
He's that sort of player, isn't he?
Szoboszlai very proactive, captain of Hungary despite his tender age, as many people who think he'll one day be the captain of Liverpool, and he is talking to the club about new contracts. He's been a little coy in terms of whether he'd consider other options.
Well, I think purely because he's played a lot of this season at right back, and he wants to play in that midfield area more often.
I think needs must, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he understands it at the moment when Conor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong, but he has played there early in the season when at least one of those was fit.
You think of a modern parallel, you've seen Joshua Kimmich at Bayern and for Germany. Play a lot of right back, but he didn't really want to. He's a midfielder by trade, really. Here is Virgil van Dijk on the edge of his own area. Been a lot of talk about Van Dijk and his form and whether he's dipped below his lofty standards, but he's won a high percentage of aerial duels, more than anyone in the Premier League. Here is Bernardo Silva wriggling into the penalty area. His low ball across gets away from Haaland, but he does retrieve it, and now Semenyo, right foot shot, charge down, ball goes behind for a corner. It is relentless Manchester City pressure.
Yeah, Liverpool under intense pressure here. Bernardo Silva, lovely run, gets to the byline, cuts it back across the 6-yard box. Unfortunately for Manchester City, only Haaland in the box, and he was well watched by Van Dijk. Comes out to Semenyo, whose shot is blocked by Kerkez, but Liverpool can't get out of their own half.
Milos Kerkez knows all about Antoine Semenyo, of course. They played together many times for Bournemouth. The rain is starting to really hammer down at Anfield, and it'll be Bernardo Silva to take towards the near post, headed away by the bleach blonde Ekitike, picked up again by Bernardo Silva, twisting, turning, and his cross is over here. It just floats beyond the far post. Alisson happy to see that go behind for a goal kick. Just on Erling Haaland, by the way, a lot of talk about his form right now. He's on his longest wait for a goal from open play in league football since he was 17. His last non-penalty goal in the Premier League was against West Ham on December the 20th. Since then he's had 21 shots without scoring, and he's failed to have a shot on target in 4 of his 6 league appearances in 2026, more than the whole of 2025.
I think that tells you everything. City aren't creating the chances. What a ball that is.
Played to Salah, who goes for the shot, deflected, and that'll squirt behind for a corner. Liverpool finally sparking into life.
Lovely, brilliant ball from Alexis McAllister. Disguised pass with his right foot, splits open that gap between Ryan Aït-Nouri and Mark Gahey on the left side of City's defence into Salah. His first touch wasn't great, and then he did manage to get half a shot away that was blocked behind by Mark Gahey.
Liverpool, to some extent, fortunate to get the corner, because I suspect Salah was just offside when he received that. but it was an excellent ball from McAllister to find him. But Liverpool will take this corner. Rain really is hammering down now. Taken by Salah, lots of air on it. Van Dijk attacks it. The ball will break again for the Dutchman, wide on the left for Liverpool. He strokes the ball back to Kerkez. Kerkez back out to the left, and Gravenberg. He plays it infield to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai tried to find Virgil van Dijk, who'd stayed at left wing. He's not a natural left winger, Virgil van Dijk, and the ball went behind him anyway.
He's not. He wasn't really looking for the ball, was he? He was looking to get into the box. Szoboszlai felt there was a little nick off someone there, and it should be a Liverpool throw-in. Does just catch maybe the toe of Antoine Semenyo as it goes through.
It was a poor ball though from Szoboszlai. Liverpool have won themselves a corner though. Great pressing from Gakpo to force the error, and Liverpool, after a rather timid start here against Manchester City, showing signs of life. 0-0.
Yeah, well, their best moments have come when they've really pressed high up with real intensity and forced City into mistakes. They don't look comfortable when they are under pressure.
Can Liverpool deliver here? It'll be Dominic Szoboszlai to take it. It'll be an in-swinger. Wearing number 8. A gold lion on the arm, depicting that Liverpool are champions, and that is still the case. They are the defending Premier League champions. Here it is from Szoboszlai. Goalkeeper came through traffic and did well. Gigio Donnarumma, it's not always his strong suit, but he did well there. Back in by Szoboszlai. Goalkeeper comes and makes a mess of that. He's played it straight to Salah, who instinctively tried to lift the ball over Donnarumma, and the ball ended up dropping onto the roof of the net. But the goalkeeper, second time around there, looked really shaky.
Yeah, I think you like that as a defender, though, that he wants to come and he wants to go and deal with it. He didn't get maybe the punch that he would have liked on it, but Salah should be, instead of trying to go for goal here, I think he's just got to loft it into the 6-yard box and let Ekitike go and attack it.
I guess he didn't have a lot of time to think about it, did he really?
And that's why you almost aim for an area rather than try and, because it's such a difficult finish that first time.
He's only got 6 goals in all competitions this season, Mo Salah. 4 of those in the Premier League. He got 29 goals and 18 assists in the top flight last season. Szoboszlai goes down, and that's going to be a free kick to Liverpool, and suddenly the Reds have momentum. Wirtz, who's barely touched the ball so far, Florian Wirtz. The game has happened around him.
Liverpool haven't had enough possession to get him on the ball.
Yeah, you would say that's not his fault. He's just waiting for the ball, and it just hasn't arrived. He's been in super form of late, Florian Wirtz. Scored in 6 of his last 10 games. He's been racking up the assists as well. His partnership with Ekitike has been phenomenal in recent weeks. And Wirtz did say about Ekitike, it's so much fun to play with him. He knows how and where to move on the pitch. We can link up with each other. There is a mutual understanding. 2 guys who played against each other in the Bundesliga. Wirtz for Leverkusen and Ekitike for Frankfurt. And while Wirtz took a while to get going in a Liverpool shirt, Ekitike was performing from the get-go. Nearly half an hour gone at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. Aït-Nouri is down on the far side, but has now got to his feet. It's difficult to see why he'd gone down. Wirtz plays it infield to Kerkez, who nearly lost that to Haaland. It was a poor touch, and City now have it. Kerkez moving across to deal with Bernardo Silva, and he's won that well, Kerkez. He'll go back to Alisson, who sweeps it away left-footed downfield. Flicked on by Gakpo, but to nobody in particular. Gay takes it in the centre circle. Might get to the stage where I don't need to tell you Mark Gay's name. I'll just wait for the boos. Here's Semenyo. Rolls it looking for Haaland, and it's an interception by Ibrahima Konate. Konate, who, despite having some poor performances this season, I think still retains the love of the Liverpool fans, and you only had to look at the game against Newcastle here recently for that. He scored a goal late on, having just, as I mentioned, lost his father, and it really was a heart-wrenching moment. I think he really appreciated the support of the club. Here's Wirtz, lovely ball to find Ekitike. down the inside left channel. Ekitike into the penalty area, twisting and turning. Can he get the shot away? He can't. Gay stood up strong, made the block, and it will be a goal kick. And Mark Gay with some excellent defending there against Ugo Ekitike.
Yeah, Gay's defending is excellent, but the first part from Wirtz was superb. Comes inside on his right foot, whips it round the corner into the path of Ekitike, and then it's 1v1 against Gay for Ekitike. Gets into the box. Gay just stands his ground, shows him away from goal. When he comes back inside, he's nice and patient and ends up winning the goal kick. Brilliant defending from Mark Gay. He showed all his experience, exactly why City bought him.
The man who captains Crystal Palace not only to victory in the FA Cup final against City, but the Community Shield against Liverpool. Forward by McAllister. Kerkez helps it towards Gakpo. He can't get the shot away. It's good cover in the end by Mateus Nunes, and that's going to be a free kick for Manchester City. Liverpool have 39 points, 18 fewer than they had at this stage of last season, and since the turn of the year they've claimed just 7 points from 6 Premier League matches, the same tally as Manchester City. 32 minutes on the watch. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0, and Chris Perry. City looked really good in the first 25 minutes. Liverpool since then have woken up a bit.
Yeah, I think Liverpool are working out how they can get onto the ball now, how they can be effective.
Ball rolled through towards Wirtz, right edge of the penalty area, Florian Wirtz, and he was quickly challenged there, and City have been able to clear it. Wirtz looked as though he might be away there in the penalty area, but he's starting to come into it as Liverpool get more comfortable in the game. Konate moving away from Marmoush, finding Wirtz, rolls it back into his own half for Alexis McAllister, and now Alisson, who made that really important early save from Erling Haaland, and he's just caught out his captain Virgil van Dijk. It was a poor ball, he didn't need to play there, and all Van Dijk could do was help it out of play for a Manchester City throw. Pep Guardiola in his thin rain jacket, standing on the edge of his technical area. He's had some trips to Anfield that have raised his anxiety levels, no doubt about that. Here's Rodri, cross from the right-hand side, Haaland with the volley, and it was straight at Alisson, who spilt it, and he gathers the ball at the second attempt, but Erling Haaland with another shot on target.
Yeah, ball to the back post, wasn't really meant for Haaland. It ended up coming over the back of Marmoush's head. Haaland's running away from goal, he swivels and hits it on the volley. Didn't really get any power, no real belief in the strike, was there? Didn't put his laces through it. He almost tried to just guide it towards goal.
It's worth remembering he has 20 Premier League goals this season. He's got 5 assists as well, Erling Haaland. He scored in the reverse fixture, which was a 3-0 win for Manchester City at the Etihad. If City were to lose this game, many people think that 9 points would be too much, but they have had big comebacks in the title race before. In 2023, they were 8 points behind Arsenal with 10 games left. Won it by 5 points. It was a huge turnaround.
Very different team. They're still, for me, they are a team in transition. You look at this back four. This back four can't win a league title. Not for me.
You look at some of the players that they're missing at the moment. Look at the fact that Ruben Diaz is out, Joško Gvardiol is out, Mateo Kovacic is out. I think that's a big deal. I don't think enough's been made of that, because if you haven't got Rodri, you probably turn to Kovacic, and he's been injured for most of the season.
I think it means that Bernardo Silva can't get a rest, you know, and when you're, you know, his age, well into your 30s, you do need at times just to come out and have a rest, and he's playing week in, week out, and it's hard for him.
And if you think that's bad, wait until you're in your mid-40s, I can tell you that. Although admittedly I don't have the same fitness levels as Bernardo Silva. Here is Nico O'Reilly wrestling with Gravenberg, and he fouls the Dutchman, and that's going to be a free kick for Liverpool on that far side, the Liverpool right. There's been a definite shift in the last 10 minutes or so at Anfield. Liverpool were on the back foot for the opening 25 minutes, but Liverpool have started to gain some momentum. These two clubs have 86 points between them, their lowest combined tally at this stage of a season for 10 years, and City's points tally of 47 from 24 games is 10 below their average of 57 at this stage. in seasons where they've gone on to win the title. They are a long way short of where they would normally be. Just a bit of a delay here. Referee making sure the free kick's taken from the right place for Manchester City. Gay to Rodri, who just strokes the ball over halfway, and Konate was all over Marmoush there, and the free kick's been given. Arne Slot talking to the fourth official, not happy about that. There's been a little bit of fussiness in some of the refereeing.
For me, that's not a foul. Marmoush receives the ball, he's trying to take it away from Konate. Konate's strong, stands up and gets his toe round the front and nicks the ball. It's good defending from Konate. It's unfortunate there.
37th minute at Anfield. Liverpool know that even if they were to win tonight, they would stay sixth. City give it away cheaply again, and Donnarumma looked like a rabbit in the headlights there. And now Salah is flagged offside on the far side, the right. Mo Salah has had his moments, but he's had a lot of games like this season, Chris, where he's been on the fringes, not really affecting the match.
He hasn't had the ball to his feet as much as he certainly has in the past, but when he gets it, there's not that confidence that he's going to be able to produce something and do something, and that's probably why the players aren't getting it to him as much, you know, as we have seen.
Well, he's not the man in form, is he? You look at Vic, you look at Ekitike.
He's not the man anymore.
It's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the summer. There was a big falling out between Salah and Arne Slot, the manager of Liverpool, earlier this season, but that was resolved pretty quickly.
I think he'll move on in the summer. I don't think that they've managed to squash it really well, I think, Liverpool, and move on from it. But I don't think that Arne Slot will want him there next season.
Lots of fascinating decisions for Liverpool to make between now and the start of next season. That's the case for Manchester City as well. And lots to talk about the future of Pep Guardiola and whether this is his final campaign. Aït-Nouri infield to Rodri, 38 on the watch, 0-0 between Liverpool and Manchester City. Space for Marmoush between the lines, inside left channel across to Núñez. City with possession here, but no penetration. Liverpool in their block, daring them to try and find a way through. And now Bernardo Silva in space, 25 yards from goal. Forward to Marmoush, back to Bernardo Silva, edge of the D. Konate gets a toe end to it, and Liverpool able to clear. And Liverpool almost playing like the away team at the moment on the counter-attack, but they have lost it to Semenyo. Semenyo to Marmoush, looking for Haaland, and across came Szoboszlai from right back to deal with the danger. Here's Ekitike on halfway. Jinx in field, past the challenge of Núñez. It's back to Ekitike, but it was a poor ball to him from McAllister. It was hit far too firmly, and City have it back with Bernardo Silva. Played forward down the right beyond Kerkez to Núñez. Núñez steps away from McAllister, lays it off to Bernardo Silva, wearing number 20. He returns it to Núñez, back to Bernardo Silva, who tried to help it on. Virgil van Dijk volleys the ball. Did it come off Bernardo Silva last? It didn't. It'll be a Manchester City corner.
It's so different to watching Liverpool from last season. You think last season, how many times did they lose the ball in their own half, or how many times were teams able to come and counter-attack against them? They had so much control of the game, and they've got no control of the game today. Every time they win it back, they're trying to go forward really quickly, and they end up either giving it away or they lose possession within 2 or 3 passes.
Yeah, there's been a big debate about what Liverpool are at the moment in terms of their style, what they want to be. Bernardo's corner flicked on by Haaland towards the far post, headed away by Konate. It'll be collected by Omar Marmoush on that far side, the left as we look at it, and he goes all the way back to find Husanov. He comes to the right-hand side of Bernardo Silva. It was a loose first touch, but Kerkez couldn't get there, and Bernardo was strong there, just held him off, and now he'll run it. Cody Gakpo plays it infield to Semenyo. City playing keep ball at the moment in the Liverpool half, but can they find a way through? They haven't yet. Back to Rodri. Semenyo was on the move ahead of him, but he elected not to find him. Now he does, and Semenyo's flick finds Rodri. Left foot shot from Rodri. It was blocked by Van Dijk, but Liverpool can't bring it away. Salah lost the ball on the edge of his own area, and he's been dug out of jail there, but now Gravenberg has lost it. Here's Marmouche, right foot shot, and that fizzes off target. But Liverpool guilty of giving the ball away on the edge of their own area, not once but twice.
The key to retaining possession and having control of a football match is when you win that ball back, you have to keep the first pass. And Liverpool 2 or 3 times there won the ball back and lost that first pass, and immediately City are straight on top of them.
Pep Guardiola, I can tell you, is having a very animated conversation on the bench with Pep Lijnders, his assistant, who of course was Jurgen Klopp's assistant for many years with Liverpool. Won the title with them, and Liverpool want a free kick here, and it's going to be the first yellow card of the evening, and it's shown to Omar Marmouche for Manchester City. A foul on Gravenberg.
Well, he did brilliantly there, didn't he, Gravenberg, to get between Aït-Nouri and Marmouche, and he was running back towards goal, and there was momentum in the attack, and Marmouche brought him down from behind. It's always going to be a yellow card.
Could still be a glorious season for City. They're in the title race, they're in the Champions League's last 16, they're through to the final of the League Cup, they'll face Arsenal, still in the FA Cup as well. Lots to be fought for between now and the end of the season, but they've given away this free kick, which Szoboszlai will take. Wide on the right-hand side, it's curled towards the penalty spot. Van Dijk won the header, and he just couldn't find a teammate. He was looking for Mo Salah. Salah saying that he was being dragged back there. It was Van Dijk who won the header in the first place. Salah went to ground, but the referee only signals goal kick.
Yeah, Van Dijk's header was headed towards Salah, who would have been able to maybe get a touch back towards goal. I think it's Bernardo Silva just grabs hold of him slightly. I don't think it's going to be enough to win a penalty, but he does enough certainly to put Mo Salah off and stop him making contact.
Yeah, it's a risk by Bernardo Silva. The arm went to the shoulder, but I don't think it was enough to take Salah off his feet.
Bernardo Silva there is thinking, if I don't make any contact with Salah here, he's got a volley at goal. It would have been on his right foot, so who knows what would have happened. But he didn't want to take that chance, so he did grab his shoulder, he did pull him back, but it's not sustained holding or anything like that. And you're just not going to get a penalty for that, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think Craig Pawson's just explained that even though there was a touch on the shoulder, it wasn't sustained holding, it wasn't enough to necessitate the award of a penalty. And we're into the final 2 minutes of normal time at the end of the half. Liverpool without a shot on target so far at Anfield. And it is a rarity. Here is Haaland picking up the pieces in midfield. He was crunched by Virgil van Dijk, but fairly, and now Viet spreads the play to the right-hand side, and Szoboszlai. It's taking Van Dijk a little while to get to his feet here. You don't see that very often. Had that collision with Haaland. There's a lot of mutual respect between those two. There've been some great battles between them down the years.
Well, almost. Oh, did he stamp on him there, Erling Haaland?
I think he landed. Van Dijk goes to ground.
The injury where Van Dijk's holding is just above his left ankle, and that was accidental contact. But actually, he stood on almost on his backside when Van Dijk was on the floor.
A painful one, but no case to answer according to the officials. We're in the final minute of the half. Liverpool, who have already conceded 33 Premier League goals this season. That's 10 more than Manchester City, but they have tightened up in the last couple of months. Did have that chaotic defeat at Bournemouth recently, though, where they lost 3-2 with virtually the last touch of the game, having fought back from 2-0 down. Here's Ekitike chasing a long ball down the left for Liverpool, approaching the left edge of the penalty area, slows it down, comes onto his right foot. The ball just squirts away from him, but he does manage to keep it. Finds Kerkez, back to Ekitike. It's too strong though, and Husanov can just run that out, and that's going to be a goal kick. There doesn't seem to be much rhythm in Liverpool's attacking play.
There's a real lack of ideas when they get into the final third. There's a real lack of fluidity in their play and movement.
It's extraordinary and when you think who's in that front.
It's only Ekitike really that looks like he wants to sort of move and create some space for others, or run in behind. And you saw Kerkez there, just had a lack of options. The only ball he had on was a ball down the side into Ekitike, but he overhit it.
Ball smashed along by Donnarumma. flicked on and dealt with by Van Dijk. It'll come for Gakpo in his own left-back zone here, being forced back. The Liverpool winger, he tried to get the better of Bernardo Silva, but Silva just held his ground and Gakpo gave away the throw-in. We're well into the first of 2 additional minutes at the end of the half. Haven't been too many clear-cut chances. Here is Semenyo. Semenyo finding, he's trying to find Rodri. It was between Rodri and O'Reilly, and it was well won by Gravenberch. Szoboszlai goes long. It's been a lot of that. Liverpool trying to play through or over that City back line early, trying to get them turning towards their own goal.
I think they've realised that there is space behind Ryan Aït-Nouri when they go forward. City, he does get forward really well, and they're looking to release down that side of the pitch, Mark Guéhi's side of the pitch, and see if they can get Ekitike or Salah in behind him. But Guéhi's positioning has been excellent so far.
Here's Rodri, 10 yards shy of halfway. Threads it through to Marmoush, out to the left touchline, back to Marmoush, back into his own half for Rodri, strokes it into the path of Semenyo. Semenyo with a heavy touch, but Kerkez's clearance was really rushed and chaotic, and luckily for him, the ball spun back into the path of Alisson, but that seemed to be a loss of composure there from Kerkez.
It was a real, he just went into the tackle as though it was a 50-50 challenge. He had to win. He had time just to take the ball past him, show a bit of composure.
Half-time and a blank score sheet. Manchester City have had long spells of domination, but they've not tested Alisson anywhere near as often as they would like to have. Liverpool have gone through a whole first half without a single shot on target. At the moment, it is jabs rather than knockout blows. Half-time, it is Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 on Premier League Live.
Previously on White and Jordan.
The Championship gets an
enough to do that. And then when they have got in the final third, they've lacked numbers, really. You know, Mo Salah hasn't really got on the end of anything. It's only been Ekitike, really, who's looked any sort of threat, who's had the ball anywhere near the edge of the box in good possession. But when he gets it, he's always got two defenders to beat. He hasn't got someone else running past him or a little pass wide to go and pass for someone else to get in the box. He looks like he has to create something out of nothing.
You saw City take a 2-0 lead in the first half against Tottenham and then fall away in the second half. They haven't expended as much energy as you might think. They've actually controlled the game. It's been played at their pace a lot of the time. I guess there's no reason why they can't maintain that kind of momentum.
Then they were in complete control against Tottenham last week, and Tottenham just put the ball long into the front and made them defend, and they're not very good. They're not very good defensively if they have to defend that as a group. But Liverpool haven't been good enough to do that. When they have gone into the front, the balls have been overhit or underhit. They haven't been able to get the ball. They haven't got the ball into someone like Dominic Solanke. Was so good in the second half last week as a focal point for Tottenham. They were able to get it into him. He was able to set play up, bring in Xavi Simons in behind him. Liverpool haven't had that because Ekitike's not really that sort of striker. Maybe Gakpo could be that sort of striker if they were to move him a bit more central.
And
just to
come out
give
to
them
that
the
left.
platform to play.
Seems to me that if you look at City's moments where they've looked in danger, most of them have been self-generated because Donnarumma's had the ball at his feet, hasn't looked comfortable at all. It's been in their own defensive third where they've actually caused their own problems.
Because they are desperate to play out from the back. They want to play out from the back. That's their DNA. It's in their DNA. And Donnarumma, no disrespect to him, is the best goalkeeper in terms of saving it in the world for me. The best goalkeeper shot stopping. But there's a reason why he's not at Paris Saint-Germain anymore. Is because they wanted to play out from the back better and more. And he's come to Manchester City, and he never has looked comfortable playing out from the back in his whole career. And he's still not comfortable. He plays out well the majority of the time, but he is prone to the odd mistake and the odd short little pass that puts someone else under pressure. And Liverpool have actually looked to put City under pressure, and they've caused City
Marmoush unable to recover as Szoboszlai digs Alisson out of jail, scares at both ends.
Yeah, great chance, you know, for Mo Salah. Ball set back to him from Cody Gakpo's good work down the left-hand side, cut back on his right foot, slid it across the box. Not the best of balls, was bouncing a bit, but you'd expect Salah certainly to make a better effort at getting it on target than he did. Shot was blocked easily, then one ball in behind Liverpool, and Alisson has to come out to try and retrieve the danger, and he misses his kick, but fortunately for him, Dominic Szoboszlai had tracked Omar Marmoush all the way back in and got round and cleared the danger. But Virgil van Dijk's just given a free kick away against early on, or was it the other way round?
No, it's Van Dijk's foul, and it's a yellow card for him, and the referee said that's 3 times you've done that now, and he gave Van Dijk a booking, and that does change the dynamic of that battle between him and Haaland. He came through Haaland to win the ball, really, and the referee wasn't happy with that. It's going to be a Manchester City free kick. 48th minute, Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0 in the Premier League at Anfield. It's going to be Bernardo Silva, who's just pointing to a teammate, who will take it 10 yards inside the Liverpool half. City with plenty of targets. Semenyo's at the far post. Gay's gone up. Here is Bernardo Silva, curled into the penalty area, headed away by Gravenberch, kept alive by Marmoush, although it was a poor ball out towards the far side. Here's Kerkez, and he'll just bang it long, looking for the run of Salah. Bernardo Silva found himself the deepest player there for Manchester City, and now poor ball by McAllister towards Gravenberch. I think McAllister struggled a bit in midfield today, which has been a running theme in terms of the debates among Liverpool fans who feel he's just dipped a bit this season. It's understandable when you think of the amount of football he's played for club and country. He's been such an important player for Argentina. Do you think that's fair that he's maybe dipped below his usual levels?
He's certainly not the player he was last season for Liverpool, but then I think there's a lot of players around him that have dipped as well. Gravenberch isn't the same player as he was last season, and Szoboszlai's not in that midfield area, so he lacks that energy around him a little bit, you know, and the athleticism around him, which I think he needs to be successful, because he's not the most athletic of midfield players.
Yeah, he's never been the quickest, he's never been the strongest, but he's a very technically gifted and smart midfielder. Kerkez just seems to completely lose his mind there up against Semenyo. He couldn't work out what to do and just gave the ball away really cheaply. He's had a couple of strange moments, Kerkez.
Yeah, he's not. He still doesn't look the player he was at Bournemouth. I think it's just I think he's just struggling with the expectation of putting that red shirt on every week.
And there's been a couple of moments of panic, haven't there? And you just wouldn't see that from him normally. Gravenberch felt he was pulled back there by the referee, and actually he is now going to give the free kick for a pull. Do you wonder if he gave that decision based on what the linesman said?
I think he's either got from the linesman or the fourth official said no, it was a foul, because it's right in, Nico Riley's tugged him back right in front of the fourth official, exactly where it had been standing on the halfway line, and I wonder if he's just had a little word in his ear there.
And he just locked the arm, didn't he, there? And the referee hadn't given it initially and then did give it. Here's Szoboszlai wide on the right-hand side. 0-0 at Anfield, 50 minutes gone. City looking to move to within 6 points of Arsenal at the top. Liverpool looking to improve their Champions League hopes. Both of these clubs in the last 16 of the Champions League already. City could end up playing Real Madrid, could end up playing Inter, depending on how it goes. Ball's played towards McAllister, who sweeps it out to Kerkez. Kerkez now will attack Núñez. He's got Gakpo ahead of him. Was he offside? Yes. And I think Kerkez just took a little while to find Gakpo, and Gakpo looks a bit frustrated.
Well, Gakpo made the run earlier, didn't he? And Kerkez came in field. It's a lovely switch of play from McAllister out to the left-hand side to Kerkez, and he wanted it now. And then he comes inside, and by then the chance has gone. City, as that ball moved back, they all moved up in a line. Really good defending from City, though.
Here's McAllister being urged on by the Liverpool crowds. Gravenberch inside right channel, lays it off to the number 8 Dominic Szoboszlai, playing right back again today in the absence of Conor Bradley, who's out for the rest of the season, and Jeremy Frimpong, who has another muscle injury. Ball is with Kerkez, back in field to McAllister. McAllister guns the ball into the path of Soboslai, inside right channel, forward to Salah. Salah brings it down with the corner flag on the right-hand side, finds Wirtz. Wirtz has cut the ball back right-footed, but that's cut out. Only half cleared though. Salah, edge of the penalty area, and the shot driven goalwards by Soboslai. It was loose, and he hit it low and hard, but the goalkeeper Donnarumma, all in line, able to field it fairly comfortably.
Yeah, he didn't quite catch it as well as he could have. He almost just got over the top of it and went along the floor, and Donnarumma clutched it to his chest really comfortably.
Salah has just nudged Aït-Nouri off the ball, tries to slide the ball through to Wirtz, and Wirtz has won it back, having lost it. He's found Gakpo. Ekitike has curled it wide of the far post. It was a swift Liverpool move. Ekitike was just trying to bend that ball inside the far post, and he didn't miss by much. 0-0.
Yeah, good from Salah. Just eased Aït-Nouri under the ball, slid it inside to Wirtz, who fought well to win it back. Out to Gakpo, then Ekitike knew exactly what he wanted to do, what he had to do, and that was take it early and bend it towards that top right-hand corner. He did everything he could, but he just didn't quite have enough bend on it to curl it back inside the post.
Mighty close that was, having seen it again on the replay. But still Liverpool have rarely tested Donnarumma. They have now had the shot on target there with the effort from Soboslai. Gakpo finding Kerkez, early cross over the head of McAllister, picked up by Soboslai. He cuts it back towards McAllister, had a bit of a swing and a miss, and Liverpool will have to come again with Konate. He just floats it out to the left-hand side. It'll come for Kerkez. This is better from Liverpool at the Kop end. Back to Gakpo. He'll take on Semenya. Lays it off for McAllister, wearing number 10. Back for Konate. Imperious physical specimen that he is. Big, tall centre-back. Here's Wirtz. Little dart away from Nico O'Reilly. City trying to keep their shape. Here's Gravenberch into Salah. Mo Salah chased by 2. Gets it to Wirtz. Wirtz now right edge of the penalty area, tries to play it to the far post. It's swept away by Husanov, and this is Liverpool's best spell of the game so far. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. Here's Wirtz, right corner of the area, curling cross. Donnarumma slaps the ball away, not very far under pressure from Ekitike, and then Kerkez with a really strong challenge down the left.
Offside
and
earlier.
The flag is up against Liverpool for an offside, but Liverpool, for the first time really this evening, sparking this Anfield crowd into serious life. Not quite sure where the offside was, I have to say.
I think the linesman's given Ekitike offside, I think, but that would have been very close had he headed it.
More than very close.
He looked level. He certainly looked level at least.
Donnarumma again under pressure. Wirtz trying to close him down this time, but Gay is able to clear up towards halfway, but straight to Konate. Poor old Mark Gay has a fair bit of stick today.
He's done really well though, hasn't he? He's not flustered by it, is he?
He's a top player.
He is a very good player.
England's international for a reason. Pep Guardiola says he's going to be a great signing for City over the next 6, 7, 8 years. Yeah, top player.
I don't disagree. One of the best defenders in the Premier League, without a doubt.
Says it's the skills, the mentality, the professionalism, the way he leads. Soboslai gets a foot in the right back zone, but then loses it to Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri with the low ball to find Marmoush. Semenya with the shot, and he was travelling, but it was straight at Alisson, who just had to fall to his right and make the save. Liverpool go long, looking for Salah. Ekitike, midway inside the City half. Ekitike rolls it left to Salah. Could have gone to Wirtz. Back to Ekitike, and he's headed it wide. It was a sitter for Hugo Ekitike. We wondered if he could have gone right to find Wirtz. He went left. Salah returned the ball to the Frenchman, and he's pretty good in the air usually, but he made a bit of a mess of that and headed the ball beyond the goalkeeper, but beyond the far post. Still 0-0.
Brilliant from Alisson, wasn't it? Saved the shot from Semenya. Knew straight away, tried to set the attack on. Falls for Ekitike, slides it to his left-hand side, edge of the box, outside of the left foot from Salah. Absolutely wonderful ball into the run of Ekitike. middle of the goal, 6 yards out. All he has to do is guide it either side of Donnarumma, and he puts it wide of the left-hand post.
Just wonder if he's trying to be too precise there. He was worried about Donnarumma.
He almost has to hit, and that's why you have Donnarumma in goal. That's why you want him in goal, because you know you have to be a bit more precise than you do against most goalkeepers.
And he ended up putting it wide. Liverpool have got another free kick. Good momentum here for the home side. Arne Slot's men a lot more intense, you'd have to say, since the break. Here's Kerkez wide on the left. It's not the best of crosses, but he found McAllister, and
What a
now
tackle.
over the top from
What a tackle.
Gakpo, but he was brilliantly blocked by Husanov, who is down. The flag has gone up, but Husanov is down in the 6-yard box, having made a brilliant challenge to deny Cody Gakpo, and there is concern here for Abdulkadir Husanov, because the Uzbek international made a super block, but at some personal cost.
It's good. It's a much better game in the second half, isn't it? There's more. Liverpool have really stepped up. They've got Milos Kerkez really high on the left-hand side. They're finding him. Antoine Semenyo's defending really narrow. They're finding that spare player. The cross comes in. Little touch from McAllister. Gakpo was actually offside, and it wouldn't have counted anyway. But what a challenge from Husanov, who just absolutely put his body on the line, slid in and put Gakpo off. Gets a kick in the head, I think, probably for his troubles, but that is proper defending from the Uzbekistan international.
And that's what he's all about.
He's a good defender.
What he had a reputation for when he came to England. He was seen as somebody who would put his body on the line. He did that for long time and time again in Liga, but he's thrown himself into a challenge.
Yeah, he recognises the danger so quickly, and he gets across, and his pace is so quick, Husanov, and I think he will get better and better for City.
Just seeing the replays of the Ekitike miss on our monitor, and every time it goes to him, you think he's going to score. Big chance, and he knows it.
That's the best chance, definitely, of this half.
The referee, I can tell you, Craig Pawson, just while Husanov is being treated here, and he's up and about now, Husanov, but the referee, Craig Pawson, having running repairs on his audio kit. But Liverpool have had a big chance here with Ugo Ekitike. It was actually what happened to Husanov was that he made the block, and Donnarumma came out to try and help out, and he's actually kneed Husanov in the face.
It was almost the meat in the sandwich there between Gakpo and Donnarumma, wasn't he?
That
Husanov,
really painful.
The block was essential, because Gakpo scores. I know he would have been offside, but Gakpo didn't know that. Husanov didn't know that.
I think we're going to have to change.
It looks
Diaz
you certainly don't want a centre back that, whether he's got concussion or not, is feeling a little bit groggy in this sort of game.
Yeah, because one hesitation, one error.
I think Pep's saying why. I think sometimes the player has to be told that you have to come off.
He's just explaining it to him.
Yeah.
Because Guardiola, I think, wanted to keep him on, but the medical staff have said there's no way. They did the tests that you have to do, and they're not convinced that he doesn't have a concussion. I can tell you, we've seen the replay. It is a really hefty challenge, because he goes down to make the block, then falls, and his face goes straight into the flying knee of Donnarumma.
And he's not a small guy, Donnarumma.
I'm really pleased they've done that, because sometimes teams don't.
No.
And that's really sensible. It's protecting the player, even in a game they're desperate to win, even in a game they're desperate to do well in. They've made that change to protect the player, and I think that's something that's to be really applauded, because we don't always see that. It is a concussion substitute, and therefore doesn't count towards the overall total. And Omar Marmoush, who is on a yellow card, makes way, and Ryan Cherki, who could have joined Liverpool had fate gone a different way. He had a conversation with Arne Slot when he was at Liverpool and was on the list, but they went for Florian Wirtz in the end, and Cherki joined Manchester City. He was linked with Borussia Dortmund pretty strongly as well. And Cherki, unquestionably a huge talent.
It's a very different threat to Marmoush, isn't he? You know, he could he can cut you open with a pass or a wonderful bit of skill.
He's a lot more creative, isn't he? Gravenberg has just been caught here, and he's in a heap on the floor. Cherki is only 22, he's a French international. He's got 7 assists in the Premier League this season, and he's got 9 goals in all competitions. Gravenberg felt he was fouled by Semenyo there, by the way, but no yellow cards from what we can see at this stage was awarded. City had 10 goal attempts in the first half. They've had 1 since half-time. It is Pep Guardiola getting that old sinking feeling at Anfield once again. Alisson with the ball in his own dig. Sends it long out to the left-hand side. Kerkez with a nice flick infield towards Gakpo. Now it comes from McAllister. He just tries to nod it square. Liverpool go over the top, but it's too long. And all the way through to Gigio Donnarumma.
But Liverpool in the second half have actually gone quite direct, haven't they? You know, they've tried to go a bit more direct, as Tottenham did last
Which you
week.
said they needed to, in fairness.
Yes, and because Manchester City are struggling to deal with it.
Headed by Van Dijk towards Wirtz. It just skips away from the German, who has scored in 6 of his last 10 games, Florian Wirtz. But here is O'Reilly, finds Semenyo, the flag's up against Antoine Semenyo. And Liverpool have the free kick.
Someone with his pace just doesn't need to go, but it's brilliant defending from Van Dijk because he knows he has to step up.
So much attacking talent on the pitch now when you look at both teams. Here's Aït-Nouri down the left, he'll take on Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai looking to lever him out of the way. Aït-Nouri's done well. Wirtz will help out though for Liverpool and just chase Aït-Nouri away from the corner flag. It's back to Rodri. 63 minutes gone on Premier League Live. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. Ruben Diaz on as a substitute. And urged to go forwards, and the left-footed shot was well beyond Alisson and just beyond the far post. He was just invited to have a go by Liverpool there.
I thought it was going to be a Vincent Kompany moment, but with a left footer this time.
He doesn't get many, Ruben Diaz, but he has got a couple of goals this season. Scored against both Newcastle and Sunderland, and those who have watched Diaz on a regular basis down the years know that he doesn't often get multiple goals in one season. Alisson with the ball at his feet. He's made some really important saves for Liverpool today, and came for that long ball against Marmoush when he was well out of his penalty area. Had he not got there, he would have been off. Here's Gakpo on the turn. Kerkez to his left. Still going back, Gakpo. Flicked by Ekitike. Wirtz with the shot deflected behind. Big chance for Florian Wirtz, and City managed to get a block in.
That was a brilliant move, wasn't it, from Liverpool? One side of the pitch, the other. Gakpo, wonderful pass. Little flick from Ekitike. Back to Wirtz. Coming into the 18-yard box, onto the ball. Hits it with his right foot. Almost just sort of scuffs it into the ground. I don't think it was going to beat Donnarumma anyway, but Mark Gahey wasn't taking any chances and blocked it.
And there's the irony, the man that could have joined Liverpool in the summer, defying them here. Corner to Liverpool. Salah will take it, left-footed, towards the far post. Van Dijk had attacked it, and Ruben Diaz had to get there, and the ball is nodded behind for another Liverpool corner.
It's completely the opposite to the first half, isn't it? It's Liverpool who are in control of the game, who are forcing City back to have to defend.
Liverpool know that a win would take them to within a point of 5th place Chelsea, 2 points of Manchester United. They've got a tough game in midweek, which will bring you on Premier League Live. Liverpool go to Sunderland on Wednesday. Sunderland unbeaten at home in the league this season. That's going to be a cracker that will bring you on Premier League Live. In by Szoboszlai, headed away by Haaland at the near post. It comes to Florian Wirtz, elastic control from him. Now it's with Gravenberg, midway inside the City half. Out to the right, and Salah. Salah has Bernardo Silva with him, curling cross. Headed away by Gay. Then it's brought down by O'Reilly. He's quickly challenged by Van Dijk, and Van Dijk has the free kick given against him. Remember, he is on a yellow card.
You're not going to give away a yellow card there, tackling on the edge of the opposition box.
Donnarumma not for the first time getting his team into trouble, and Bernardo Silva has played the ball on the edge of his own box under huge pressure there. Here's Salah taking on O'Reilly. He's found Gravenberg, who tries to turn. Back out to Salah, tight to the touchline. Back to Szoboszlai. He booms the ball out to the left corner of the penalty area, and Gakpo. Nice control from him, but he's forced all the way back, and Liverpool will have to start again. 67th minute. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. Game bubbling up nicely at Anfield on Premier League Live, and McAllister is fouled now, and that's going to be a free kick to Liverpool inside right channel, midway inside the City half. Has been a complete sea change between the first half and the second. But I do wonder in some ways whether it will suit City on the counter, because they have so much ingenuity and quality.
Well,
but
you've got Semenyo caused Liverpool so many problems on the counter here for Bournemouth, didn't he? In particular, and Haaland's pace as well.
67th minute. Szoboszlai delivers towards the penalty spot, flicked on. Gakpo brings it down. Back to Gravenberch. 25 yards down. It was wild from him, but it was a disappointing piece of control from Liverpool's point of view from Gakpo, and that forced him away from goal.
Yeah, there was an opportunity.
It was always difficult.
Opportunity, if he could have controlled that perfectly first time, to certainly get a shot away at the back post. He just rolled away from goal rather than towards goal, and then he just had to set Gravenberch, whose shot was wild.
Cody Gakpo, who's 2 goals short of a half century for Liverpool in all competitions. He's got 5 in the Premier League this term. He got 10 last season. Here is Gravenberch turning O'Reilly in midfield. Finds Szoboszlai, just darts infield and then back out. And he'll use his running power to get away from O'Reilly. Plays it through towards Salah. Salah goes down. Is it a penalty? And the referee,
it's definitely a free kick,
seems to say free kick. It was right on the edge. I think that's going to be close, Chris Perry.
I think the contact certainly starts by Gueye. Well, that's either, it should be a red card because Salah's in on goal.
Well, this is what Salah's saying. If you're going to give it on the edge of the area,
even if it's
you've got to send him off.
I agree. I think he's very fortunate there, Mark Gueye.
It's a yellow card
because Salah is through with just the goalkeeper to beat. It's brilliant from Szoboszlai. Wonderful pass. He's through. He's in. There's no defender getting back there. He is going to get a shot at goal.
Craig Paulson's argument may be that Ruben Diaz could come across, but that looked to me...
No, he's onside. He's getting a shot at goal there. If he wants to shoot with his right foot, he could have a shot at goal. That's incredibly generous refereeing. It's a huge call.
Right on the edge of the penalty area. My initial thought was that it's very close to the edge of the box.
Were they asking the referee to come and have a look at it, I wonder? Does it carry on into the box? I don't think it's in the box. I think he lets go before he goes in the box, but they're obviously maybe asking him to go across.
Certainly starts outside.
I think it has to be a red card, though.
Well, the referee is sticking by the free kick decision and seems to be sticking by the decision to keep Mark Gueye on the pitch. That's a huge call from Craig Paulson and the other officials twice over. A, did it carry on into the penalty area? B, was there a covering defender close enough? So Liverpool have a free kick, but nothing more than that. 70th minute at Anfield. City have had problems here so often in the Pep Guardiola era, and they've been on their heels for much of this second half. We know Szoboszlai can hit them, but it's not really an angle for a right footer. Salah is there.
Yeah, it would suit a left footer, wouldn't it, if you're going to go for goal?
Now, what Liverpool did do against Karabakh was they had a situation where Szoboszlai backheeled it slightly to give Salah a better angle, and he curled the ball into the far corner. But they're not going to do that here. Szoboszlai's moved away. It's only a 2-man wall, and one of those is Bernardo Silva. So what's Mo Salah going to do here? He's got a lot of players at the far post. Konate's wrestling with Diaz. Salah goes for it. Oh my goodness. Got right underneath it, and that's gone sailing into the Kop. And talk about anti-climax for Liverpool. It remains 0-0.
Well, I kind of understand what he's tried to do here. He's tried to hit it with real power, because I think he knows he needs to strike this perfectly into the top corner to have any chance of scoring, because the wall is blocking him bending it to the near post. Donnarumma is then stood towards the far post, so he has to be inch perfect. There was no room for him to really cross it, so he just went for broke, really.
Liverpool so much more intense than they were in the first half. They were somewhat timid, didn't have a single shot on target before half-time, but they have upped their game since then. City have been certainly not overwhelmed, but they've had to do a lot more defending, and you think about the way they collapsed in the second half against Tottenham a week ago when they were 2-0 up at half-time and ended up drawing 2-2. Are they going to drop points again here at Anfield? It's 0-0 in the 72nd minute. Liverpool have had 69% possession since half-time. But who can find that final push? It's worth bearing in mind that Liverpool have scored 14 league goals in the 76th minute or later, 6 goals in the 90th minute or later. But for City, only 6 of their goals have come after the 75th minute. So Liverpool have shown they have that ability to score goals in the closing stages of matches, but conceded a few as well. Here's McAllister, inside left channel, rolls it into the path of Gravenberg. Now it's going to come for Szoboszlai, wasn't ready for it, but kept possession anyway. Salah dinks in the cross, punched away by Donnarumma. He did well under pressure there. Gravenberg has tried to win it, goes down, free kick, dead centre. Bernardo Silva's challenge this time. City can't get out of their own half here.
They can't. Liverpool are swarming all over them. Every time that ball's cleared, it's a red shirt getting there first, winning the 50-50 challenges. Good punch from Donnarumma, clear. It's bouncing around, and then Gravenberch just nicks it and is brought down by Cherki. Szoboszlai has scored from here once this season in, I think, quite a similar game. It was a little bit slower pace, but very similar game and similar time.
Szoboszlai's name that's being chanted. Scored an absolute belter against Arsenal, as Chris Perry says. That was the only goal of that game. He strikes the ball as well as anyone in the division. Can he find the magic touch here? Liverpool looking for a spark. They have been the better team since half-time, but they don't have an opening goal to show for it. Szoboszlai stands over it, the only show in town here for Liverpool. Right-footed effort! He's done it again! It's another extraordinary free kick from Dominik Szoboszlai. It swerved to the left-hand post of Donnarumma, kissed the inside of it, and one of the best goalkeepers in the world just had to watch the ball fly past him. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 0.
Well, to do it once in a season was incredible. It just shows what a good player and how good he is at these free kicks, and he can do it again. Past arguably the best goalkeeper in world football in Donnarumma. He comes up, he hits it with his right foot. It's bending away to Donnarumma's left. He doesn't even move. He takes half a step to his left-hand side. It's in off the post. It is absolute perfection from Dominik Szoboszlai.
I tell you what, Donnarumma was asked by his teammates, how many do you want in the wall? And he said 2. I only need 2. But when you look at it from behind the goal, that wall is in the wrong place. It's slightly to the left. And Szoboszlai has the ability then to actually get that ball moving. It didn't seem to be set up right.
No, well, I think sometimes when it's that far out as a goalkeeper, you just want to see, you want to make sure you can see the ball.
Well, he saw it eventually.
He saw it.
Saw it when it rolled
past him, yeah.
Along the back of the net behind him. So phenomenal strike from Szoboszlai. That's why they were chanting his name before he took it. He got the winner against Arsenal from pretty much the same place. And this place is absolutely rocking now. Liverpool have been on that front foot. And let's not forget, that's not just a goal that's cheered at Anfield by Liverpool fans. It'll be cheered by Arsenal supporters as well. Because City, as things stand, will be 9 points behind the Gunners in the title race.
I think there'll be question marks over whether it was a free kick initially. I don't think there was a lot of contact, and I think certainly Pep might. There was Bernardo Silva was around Craig Pawson after the goal went in. I think asking the question, he didn't think it was a free kick initially, but let's take nothing away from Dominic Szoboszlai. Absolute brilliance. What an absolute rocket of a right foot he's got.
It was just an unbelievable hit.
The ball moves so much, doesn't it? It starts central and just keeps moving away from Donnarumma to his left-hand side and hits the inside of the post. There's no way. I think you could put 2 goalkeepers in, they wouldn't have saved it.
He might be the best shot stopper on the planet. He had absolutely no chance. He couldn't even respond. And City have work to do. Here's Rodri up towards Haaland and he can't get there. Just leave it away from it by Van Dijk. And the ball runs through to Alisson. And Liverpool, if they were to win this game, would move to within a point of Chelsea, 2 of Manchester United. They know they've got a real fight on their hands for a Champions League spot. Here's Kerkez on the left-hand side, curling cross, header away by Gay. Szoboszlai, urged to shoot, finds Salah. Salah will locate Szoboszlai in the box, back heel, finds Ekitike, twisting and turning, back to Gravenberg. Gravenberg will keep it going from right to left and Van Dijk. Kerkez to Florian Wirtz, left corner of the penalty area. Just moves infield, finds Gravenberg. It was a poor first touch by him. Ball runs loose, Szoboszlai, edge of the D. Forward to Wirtz. Wirtz with the cross, it was poor, he was off balance. And Gay able to clear at the near post, and then a really silly foul by Salah, because that's allowed Manchester City to win a free kick and release the pressure. But City have just been pushed back relentlessly since half-time.
Yeah, Liverpool have just sustained every attack. The ball comes out, they've got bodies there to keep the attack alive, keep probing, and City just can't get out of their own half.
And it's a sense of delicious deja vu for Liverpool fans. Szoboszlai stunner won the game against Arsenal 1-0, and he has put Liverpool 1-0 up against another title contender in Manchester City here. Only Liverpool's second shot on target in the game. The first was from Szoboszlai as well. But don't count out City just yet. Here's Semenyo down the left. It's challenged by Konate. Konate is just wrestled to the floor by Semenyo. He's just won a free kick for his team there. It is worth bearing in mind that Liverpool have conceded some really late goals this season. 3 stoppage time winners, 2 stoppage time equalizers, which means in the 90th minute or later, they've dropped 7 points in the Premier League. So there could be twists and turns to come.
Oh, there could. There could.
Chris Perry's just mesmerised by the replays that we're seeing of this Szoboszlai free kick.
It's all very well. It's all a right footer coming onto that ball would like to hit it to Donnarumma's right-hand side, really. That's a nice, clean strike for him. And that's why the wall's more to the left-hand side, to force him to try and go that side. And he bends it with the outside of his right foot. He hits it and comes across the ball on purpose to bend it around that wall and take it away.
So you're happy with that wall where it is?
Yeah, the wall's doing, I think, exactly what Donnarumma wanted it to do. It's just the free kick is sensational.
Here's Ruben Diaz finding Xhaka. 25 yards from goal, finding Rodri now. He sprays it to the left and Aït-Nouri. 80th minute at Anfield, Liverpool 1, City 0. Here's Cherki, dancing in field, Ryan Cherki, but he was surrounded by red shirts and lost it. Kerkez will go long, looking for the run of Salah through the middle. It'll come out now to Wirtz. Wirtz in a tight space has somehow managed to keep it. That's brilliant. He had 3 on his back there, Florian Wirtz, and he showed his strength.
I think the key to this second half, and you just saw it there, long ball into the front. Salah's made it difficult for Diaz, but who's getting to the second ball? There's 2 Liverpool players there before a City player.
It's almost a front 2 as well, isn't it? With Salah alongside Ekitike in that central area, and they've given Liverpool something to hit.
I think Salah's worked really hard today, probably as hard as I've seen him work defensively, certainly.
Ekitike now popping up at left back to win the ball off City. 81st minute at Anfield here on Premier League Live. All the big games coming your way between now and the end of the season. Here is Xhaka down the right for Manchester City, who are heading towards what would be a very damaging defeat at Anfield, one of many they've suffered under Pep Guardiola. It's just a remarkable situation. 32% win rate against Liverpool that Guardiola has with City. And it's just got away from Bernardo Silva. It spins into Liverpool's left-back zone. They just clear it aimlessly. That's the one thing Liverpool can't afford to do. Can't really afford to make this attack against defence, because, as we know, Liverpool's defending has not been good enough for that to be the case.
No, they've been good in the second half in terms of having more control and building the attacks. When they have gone forward, it's been a pass to a player rather than just into space.
Semenyo trying to help the ball onto O'Reilly, who'd made a run beyond him, but Gravenberch is there, and again Kerkez just goes long. Liverpool happy to clear their lines there. Gakpo went down after a little bit of a coming together with Ruben Diaz. Referee saw no problem there. Here's Cherki, he'll take on McAllister. Two number 10s up against each other. Cherki twisting and turning with his bright yellow boots. Out it goes to Bernardo Silva. Nunes, haven't seen much of him in an attacking position, Nunes, which we often do. He's a hard runner down that right hand side. Not really seen that this evening. It's played in towards Cherki, but Ekitike takes over, and now Salah. Midway inside his own half, out to Wirtz. Wirtz can lead the breakout here for Liverpool. He's got Gakpo ahead of him. Curling ball towards Salah, headed away by Gay. And then Wirtz with the counter press, trying to win it back. He's worked so hard, Florian Wirtz, in this second half. The City have played out of the pressure, and they've done it well. Up towards halfway. Haaland. It's been so quiet in the second half, but here he comes. Semenyo. They have pace and power in this City team, but can they bring it to bear? Can they force Liverpool backwards? Ait-Nouri. Could be a pivotal evening in the title race, this. Ruben Diaz, 35 yards from goal. Chips it like a golf shot onto the left instep of Ait-Nouri. Near side the left as we look at it. Salah for company. Just rolls it back to Rodri. It's all very deliberate from Manchester City. Liverpool in their shape. Ekitike virtually a midfielder in the last few minutes for Liverpool. Gay, curling ball into the box, headed away by Van Dijk. He has been excellent once again. Virgil van Dijk at the heart of that Liverpool rearguard. Rodri though, right corner of the penalty area, out to Cherki. His cross is deflected, Haaland centre on, and have they equalised? It looks as though they have. Bernardo Silva, he had a look across to the assistant to check if he was onside. It seems like he was, and Manchester City have found an answer, and it's the captain, Bernardo Silva, who has provided it. 1-1.
That's the only question mark. Is he onside? Ball gets deflected, Haaland heads it, he's onside. Dominic Szoboszlai is playing him onside. He runs from deep, he reads that Haaland's going to win this header and put it into a dangerous area, and he just gets there on the edge of the 6-yard box just before Alisson, and it squirms underneath Alisson. Really good anticipation from Bernardo Silva, and City back on level terms.
The man who scored Liverpool's goal is the man who played. Bernardo Silva onside for the leveller. It's another late goal Liverpool have conceded. And City back on terms at Anfield. Bernardo Silva with the goal. Curtis Jones has just come on for Liverpool. And it's heartbreak for the Reds, who were in a strong position. Cody Gakpo, the man replaced by Jones. Just wonder if that means we'll see Wirtz go out to the left. Long ball towards McAllister. The question is, how hard will these teams push for a winner?
No, Curtis Jones is out on the left at the moment.
Seems a strange one, that, doesn't it, really?
I wonder if he's just gone out there to try and maybe get a hold of Ryan Cherki, who was just getting on the ball in that area of the pitch quite a lot.
86th minute, 1-1. Bernardo Silva, first thing he did was look across at the assistant, and the flag was not raised. City looking to turn this game around completely. Rodri strokes it towards O'Reilly, but it's wayward. City nearly won it back with the counter press, but now Liverpool in numbers forward. Oh, and Curtis Jones nearly found Salah. He would have been clean through, but City got a boot in there. Now City at the other end looking for Haaland. Van Dijk with the header away, only as far as Cherki. And for once, a loose touch from Ryan Cherki. Gravenberg in a prone position on the floor, managed to keep it moving. Here is Kerkez, he's got Wirtz ahead of him. Slows it down, Kerkez, finding Ekitike wide on the left. Back to Jones. Curtis Jones with a little surge infield. Finding McAllister. Now it's with Soboslai. Right foot shot straight into Gay. Donnarumma was diving really early on. I think he's been a bit intimidated maybe by that strike from Soboslai. And then as Liverpool try and play it to Salah, it's just poked out of play by Nouri. 87th minute. Liverpool 1, City 1. Grandstand finale at Anfield.
Well, there's no backward step from either team. They're both desperate to win this game, aren't they?
Liverpool with the crowd behind them. Soboslai will take the throw that Salah has just won. It's level with the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. Wirtz with the layoff to Dominic Soboslai, tries to backheel it. It's going to be another Liverpool throw, is it? No, it goes the way of Manchester City. Arne Slot gesticulating on the edge of his technical area. Pep Guardiola muttering away, sat down on the bench. Tension has risen to dizzying levels at Anfield. Both coaches desperate for the win to further their respective ambitions. Liverpool chasing Champions League qualification, City chasing Liverpool's title. And here comes City with Semenyo. Semenyo lays it off towards Bernardo Silva. It's cleared by Liverpool, but not very far. Rodri back into his own half for Ruben Diaz. He goes all the way back to Donnarumma. And he will clear, all in yellow, Donnarumma. Header by Van Dijk ahead of Haaland. You have to credit Haaland. It's been a peripheral figure, but it was his header that set up the leveller for City. Kerkez with the foul on Cherki. And we're in the 89th minute at Anfield on Premier League Live, and it remains Liverpool 1, Manchester City 1. Second half has been much better than the first, you have to say, in terms of the pace of play, the intensity. You have to credit City for the way that they've bounced back off the canvas, because they looked in real danger when they went behind. Here's Soboslai. Down the right-hand side, his curling cross, headed by Salah, is off target. Well wide, it was behind him, it was awkward. It would have been some header had he scored.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting Mo Salah to score from 12 yards out with his head. Difficult one, as you say, behind him. Would have maybe been better just potentially just flicking it on maybe towards the back post.
Do wonder if this is going to be the solution for Liverpool between now and the end of the season. We've seen it several times now. Salah as part of a front two, effectively. Certainly when Liverpool are on the attack. Long ball towards Haaland. Van Dijk is there again with the header. O'Reilly nods it down into midfield. Curtis Jones tracking Nunez, but Nunez able to keep it. Cherki, it's a really clever ball towards Semenyo. Left edge of the penalty area. There's his cutback, and Alisson's able to take it in the 6-yard box. Bernardo Silva is trying to stop Alisson from getting rid of the ball quickly. Alisson up towards Ekitike. Did a good job there, Bernardo Silva, because he got into Alisson's head, I think. Just bumped him and stopped him getting rid of it, and Alisson was a bit panicked and then lost it.
Experience, wasn't it? You're not going to take this quickly. I'm not going to make you let you start this counter-attack.
We've nearly reached the 90. This is where Liverpool have conceded so many goals and scored so many goals. 1-1 at Anfield. Manchester City know that if they only get a point, they will be 8 behind Arsenal.
7 minutes.
7 additional minutes. Good for us. Maybe not good for the heart rate of the coaches. Ball towards Nunez in the box. Will he get
Penalty,
there? Out of Alisson, he will.
Ooh.
He got there. Alisson ran into him.
I think it's a penalty.
And the penalty's been given to Manchester City. Alisson is dismayed by that.
The only thing here I would say
the ball out of play
is kick the ball off the pitch. He's never going to be able to get on the end of this ball. He's never going to be able to get this ball. The goal, he's kicked it off the pitch. There's no way on earth he's going to be able, even if Alisson isn't there, that he's going to be able to do anything, keep the ball on the pitch. For me, it shouldn't be a penalty because of that.
Alisson came out to meet him, Nunes got there first, volleyed the ball out of play, and then the contact happens. But Craig Pawson has pointed to the spot. Mateus Nunes is still down, but Alisson was pleading his case. And it'll be really interesting to see if Craig Pawson gets advised to have another look at this. But Craig Pawson is saying that it is a penalty. He isn't going to get there.
The ball's already off the pitch by the time the contact's made. He's never going to get another touch, so he can't possibly score.
Dominik Szoboszlai is having a smiley conversation with Erling Haaland, their former Salzburg teammates. Erling Haaland has the ball in the crook of his arm, and after all of the talk of him not scoring a non-penalty goal for a long time, he'll happily take a penalty here. He won't care how the winner comes as long as it does. And this is a huge moment in the title race. Alisson has been booked for the challenge, and Manchester City, who've only ever won here once under Pep Guardiola, and that was when there weren't fans in the stadium. He has the chance, Erling Haaland now, to give City the lead for the first time today. He has missed 2 of his last 5 spot kicks in the Premier League. Alisson clapping, touching the bottom of the crossbar, trying to get himself set. It's a long wait for Erling Haaland. Game on the line, massive moment. Haaland scores. Manchester City still alive in the Premier League title race. And are they set for a rare win at Anfield? Behind late on, they've dug deep and they have found a way. And Erling Haaland, with his 21st top-flight goal of the season, rolled it into the bottom corner. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 2.
We saw the graphic come up on the screen before the penalty. All of his previous 5 had been to the goalkeeper's left-hand side, and you just had a feeling, obviously there were 2 misses there, you had a feeling that, I had a feeling certainly, he was always going to go to the other side, because Alisson must have seen that, you know, that evidence that he was going to go there, and he did. He stepped back and he fired it to Alisson's right-hand side. He kept it low and put enough pace on it. It wasn't right in the corner, but fair play to him for holding his nerve there.
Well, it could be their first double in the league against Liverpool since the 1930s. And it could take them to within 6 points of Arsenal. An enormous moment for Haaland personally. Liverpool running out of time. It's not over, but this is a hammer blow for them. Cross from the left-hand side is cleared. Liverpool have made a change, it seems to me. Chiesa is on. He's on for Kerkez. Cross from Szoboszlai, only half away. Gravenberg, edge of the D. Rolls it to Chiesa. Chiesa in the box. Can he get a cross in? Low ball. It's straight at his Italian teammate, Donnarumma. And we're in the 5th of 7 additional minutes.
Well, there'll be more than 7, won't there? You'd have to say with the penalty and how long that took.
Nathan Ake is going to come on for City. Haaland was booked, by the way, for taking his shirt off. Do we think he cares a jot about that? Absolutely not. He's battling with Szoboszlai here down with the corner flag. He's found Konate. Liverpool trying to play out of City pressure. What an enormous lift this will be for City. And what a damaging blow for Liverpool, because they would still be 3 behind Chelsea, 4 behind Manchester United in the race for Champions League spots. Nathan Ake coming on for Antoine Semenyo, and Manchester City are nearly there. Well, they've had their character questions in this game. They've been tested to the fullest by a Liverpool surge in the second half. Dominik Szoboszlai on the ball now. That miraculous free kick from him might mean nothing. It's played long towards Van Dijk, who's operating as an emergency centre-forward. Florian Wirtz, forward to Curtis Jones. Liverpool know that time's against them. The ball played out towards Chiesa, left edge of the penalty area, back to Jones. Jones to Gravenberch, edge of the D, who's faced by two City players. Szoboszlai, his cross is blocked by Rodri. It'll drop for Rodri. Rodri desperate to win the free kick, but actually he's played it to Aït-Nouri, and it's a 3-on-2. Aït-Nouri into the penalty area, still going. Can he finish? Saved by Alisson. Brilliant stop by the Brazilian. Fantastic from him to keep Liverpool in the game. Pep Guardiola can't believe, I think, that Aït-Nouri didn't cross it. He had so many options. Here come Liverpool, and there was a sliding challenge there from Bernardo Silva. He'll get
a yellow
card
just for intent, really.
He didn't make any contact with him.
No, just for intent. You could tell what he wanted to do. He was going to trying to take Florian Wirtz down. Caught him high on the thigh anyway with his boot. We've had 7 additional minutes. Is there another twist? Liverpool's free kick towards Ekitike. Headed away by Ake, not very far. Kept alive by Konate. Van Dijk has it now for Liverpool. Plenty of red shirts in the penalty area. Gravenberch's cross. That's nodded away. Liverpool looking to keep the pressure on. We don't know how many seconds will remain. Wirtz, inside left channel for Liverpool. Needs to go into the box from their point of view. Chiesa on the outside. His cross is blocked. City, have they kept it in? They have. And the ball is cleared up towards halfway, and Liverpool have to go back and collect it. Alisson comes up, he'll take the throw. Pep Guardiola says we're past the 7 minutes of added time. Alisson slips, it could have been costly, but he recovered in time. Gravenberch, it's still in the Liverpool half. He goes long as he can. Van Dijk wins the header. It drops to the edge of the area. What a
right
save.
foot shot deflected, and one of the saves of the season from Donnarumma. It was a right-footed volley from McAllister. Deflected, looked like it was heading into the top corner, and a big right hand from Donnarumma sent it behind for a corner.
And that's why you buy Donnarumma. That is unbelievable save.
Alisson up for Liverpool. Wirtz's corner, Konate went for it. Poured away by Donnarumma. We've had 8.5 minutes of stoppage time. Back in by Salah. Only half away. Alisson stayed up here. There's no goalkeeper for Liverpool. Chiesa still going. Trying to help it out towards Salah. Curls it into the box. Headed away. Ekitike's there. Salah's there. Chiesa can't get the shot away. He goes down. Referee says play on. Liverpool wanted a penalty. Well, there's still no goalkeeper. Szoboszlai's had to go all the way back to collect the ball on the edge of his own area.
VAR will be looking to see whether it was a penalty. I felt Salah actually took a beautiful touch inside someone, and if he'd have gone down there, it probably would have been a penalty.
The ball forward from Szoboszlai. There is no goalkeeper for Liverpool, and Cherki rolling it towards goal.
Haaland's going to score.
Szoboszlai, can he clear it off the line? Szoboszlai was dragged down.
He's just going to give the goal.
The ball has rolled into the net, and Manchester City have won the game, surely. Surely a third goal. Cherki rolling the ball into the empty net. You then had a farcical situation where Haaland was chasing it down. He was dragging back Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai was dragging back Haaland. And while they messed around between them, the ball rolled into the empty net. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 3, and it could be a famous win for Pep Guardiola's team.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean,
chaos.
It was chaos. Alisson had stayed up for probably 2 or 3 minutes there, I think, without coming back. The ball just gets cleared to Cherki, and he hits an awful shot really from the halfway line, and it's rolling all the way back. Szoboszlai looks like he's going to get there, then Haaland turns on his sprinting boots, and he actually sprints past Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai then pulls him back, just slows him down slightly, and then I think he would stop that Szoboszlai if Haaland doesn't interfere. Now, that to me shouldn't be a goal, but it's kind of, because Szoboszlai has done it to Haaland, you kind of feel it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but...
One of the most bizarre things I've ever seen in a football field. The ball rolling into the empty net, those two dragging each other back, and eventually the goal was given. But Liverpool felt at the other end, before that third goal goes in, there should have been a penalty.
Well,
now,
I don't know what
Craig
they're looking at
Pawson is going to come and have a look. Now, what is he looking at?
Is he looking at the penalty, or is he looking at the fact that Haaland stopped Szoboszlai clearing it?
What is he looking at?
Well,
that is the question.
It's that's fine.
He's looking at Szoboszlai and Haaland. He's not looking at the other end. Liverpool felt they could have had a penalty, which would have wiped all of this out.
So I don't think this will be given as a goal.
Well, Szoboszlai drags Haaland back first.
So he either gives a free kick on the edge of the box to Manchester City and sends Szoboszlai off.
Yes. I think Liverpool would rather have the goal.
Or he disallows the goal.
I think Liverpool would rather have the goal here, because they don't want Szoboszlai suspended. I think
Haaland's definitely scoring if he doesn't tug him back. I think.
But then surely the advantage
the first
should be
but then
the goal.
But then he fouls Szoboszlai before Szoboszlai would have cleared it. It wouldn't have been a goal.
There is a careless foul by Erling Haaland that pulls the shirt of Dominic Szoboszlai. Prior to that, Szoboszlai commits a holding offence that denies an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. The final decision is a direct free kick to Manchester City and a red card.
So Dominic Szoboszlai will be sent off here, and the goal is waved off. I think Liverpool genuinely would have preferred City to have the goal. Ryan Cherki doesn't get the goal, and Szoboszlai is going to be sent off.
I do actually think that's the right decision. I think they've got to the right decision there.
But if the ball is rolling towards goal...
The offence is the first one. But the thing is, Szoboszlai would have cleared it. Would have cleared it if he wasn't stopped by Haaland. So therefore you have to go back to the initial offence was Szoboszlai pulling Haaland back. And so I think actually Craig Pawson has got this absolutely spot on.
It's the 104th minute, by the way, folks. And it is Liverpool 1, Manchester City 2. That goal has been ruled out. Szoboszlai has been sent off. And what an extraordinary situation for him, because he thought Liverpool were maybe going to win the game with his amazing free kick. If you'd have told him in stoppage time Liverpool would be behind and he'd be sent off, I don't think he would have necessarily believed you. Certainly wouldn't have wanted to believe you. Manchester City is still arguing the case here, but they're going to get a free kick on the edge of the area. Alisson will presumably get back in goal for this. But this is a game that has descended into complete chaos, quite frankly.
I don't think I've ever seen a moment like that.
It was so odd. Because the ball was running towards goal. You had Szoboszlai who tugged back Haaland, then Haaland tugged him back.
And then it just rolled over the line. So Cherki's lost the goal here.
So he's looking dumbfounded, Cherki, and he's looking around to Pep Guardiola saying,
is he going to pass it to the corner flag?
What do you want me to do here? Do you want me to have a go for goal, or do you want me to knock it to a teammate?
Haaland's gone wide left to the corner flag. You might as well shoot here.
It's going to be Cherki. He's going to go for goal. He's just banged it way over the bar. Liverpool are still alive here. It's the 105th minute. I would be telling the biggest lie if I told you I know how long is left. And it is all over, according to Craig Pawson. It's one of the most bizarre endings to a Premier League game I think we've ever seen. But the bare truth, when you burn everything else away, is that Manchester City have moved to within 6 points of Arsenal in the title race. And Liverpool, well, they have had a hefty blow when it comes to their push for the Champions League. Liverpool took the lead through Szoboszlai in the 74th minute. Bernardo Silva equalised 10 minutes later. Erling Haaland in the 3rd minute of stoppage time scored the winner from the penalty spot. City then thought they'd made it 3-1 with Alisson upfield and Cherki rolling the ball into an empty net. But that goal was chalked off and Dominic Szoboszlai sent off for denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Final score, Liverpool 1, City 2. Chris Perry, you can talk us through all of that.
An incredible ending to a game. I don't think I've ever seen an ending to a game like that. You know, full of drama. Wonderful, wonderful free kick from Szoboszlai, and you think Liverpool are going to go on and win it. City showed great resilience and fighting spirit to come back into it and get themselves level. And then chaos at the end of the game. Chaos, just pure chaos, isn't it? You know, I've never seen a moment like that where the goalkeeper's up and the ball's rolling towards the line, the defender's going to clear it, the attacker's trying to get through. I mean, it had everything, this game. And at the end of the day, I think Liverpool, will be disappointed to take the lead and not to hold on to it.
How big is this for Manchester City?
It's huge. It really does give them some momentum. It gives them some belief that maybe it might be their year, just because they didn't play particularly well, particularly in the second half, but they've come away with a victory and turned it round.
And for Liverpool, as you say, disappointed, but you look at their situation, 4 behind Chelsea, 5 behind Manchester United in the race for the Champions League. They have a lot of work to do between now and the end of the season, and they've got to go to Old Trafford. They've got Chelsea to come to Anfield. They've got to go to Villa Park. They've got some tough games between now and the end.
But it's in their hands, and they're a team full of champions from last season. They've got to get themselves together. They've got to get over this, forget about it, and go and win some football matches. And they're more than capable of doing that.
A really awkward situation for Pat Linders, by the way, who of course was Liverpool's assistant coach for a long time. Erling Haaland's trying to push Linders towards the travelling fans to get their acclaim, and Linders looks a bit awkward about that, as if to say, yeah, I think the political thing is probably not to do that. But no. City are absolutely overjoyed. Pep Guardiola has won here for the second time, but it's the first time with fans in the stadium. They won here 4-1 in the COVID era, but they have won here with fans in the stadium, and it could be a really pivotal moment in the race for the Premier League title. My thanks as always to Chris Perry for his insight and his company. I've been your match commentator, Kevin Hatchard. Here is the situation then in the Premier League title race with 13 games to go. Arsenal are the leaders on 56 points. Their goal difference is plus 32. City are second on 50 points, 6 points behind them. They have a goal difference of plus 27, but of course the two teams still have to meet between now and the end of the season. It's bubbling up nicely, this title race, and the final score, Liverpool 1, Manchester City 2 on Premier League Live.
Previously on White and Jordan.